What's up, YouTube? The holidays are upon us. I'm wearing my holiday van shirt, got holiday colors in the back, and the holidays mean lots and lots of photos and videos taken on your phone. So to help everyone out, we're here to talk about the 5 sins of mobile photography and videography. Welcome back. My name is Ben Nielsen. I'm a media design educator, and we're here today to talk all about the 5 things you should not do when shooting photos and videos on your phone. If you've ever been annoyed by people doing these things out in public, go ahead and drop a like on this video, send this video to a friend who needs this help, or go ahead and share your story in a comment. You don't need to be a professional photographer to make great memories during the holidays and capture those memories using your phone. But there are a few things that you should not do, and we're going to talk about 5 of them today. If you feel like I've missed any, go ahead and drop those in the comments as well. The first and number one thing you should not do when taking photos and videos on your phone is to use digital zoom. So you see people do this all the time, right? They are in their camera app and they take their fingers and they go zoop, 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 to zoom in on something, normally something far away, like you might be at like a performance or something. I just saw this the other weekend. I was at a Christmas performance and somebody zoop, 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 zooming in. Never do that. The only way to zoom on your phone is if your phone has multiple lenses, like mine does here. This is an iPhone 11 Pro. It's got multiple lenses, and one of those is a zoom lens that is closer in, and one of those is the normal lens that is kind of the normal wide angle distance, and one of those is the super wide lens, which goes out really far. Those lenses have different focal lengths, so they take pictures at different levels of zoom. But the digital zoom, all that is doing is actually cropping in on your photo. Your phone has a small sensor in it that records the image, and when you zoom, you're just telling your phone crop in closer onto that sensor, so you get less information. And the thing about that is you can do that after the fact. So there's never really a good reason to use the digital zoom, because you can always just crop it later, and you'll start out with a photo that has more information and more room for you to reframe it to do exactly what you want it to do. Where when you use the digital zoom, you actually are cropping that photo immediately and you lose all the outside information that you could have had for editing that photo later. So don't use the digital zoom on your phone. Number 2, and this one might be the most annoying of all, don't use the flash on your phone. 99% of the time, your flash on your phone, that's this little light bulb right here, is not going to carry far enough for it to be helpful for you in taking the picture. The person or thing that you're photographing needs to be really close for you, and it needs to be pretty dark for that to matter. Phones' computational photography has gotten way better. And with things like night mode on the iPhones, you really don't need that flash. Even when you're taking something up close, most of the time, the flash will kind of wash things out. And when you're taking a picture of something that's further away, all that happens is you flash what's right in front of you, making that really bright and making your subject really dark in the back. So it's almost never appropriate to use the flash on your phone. You've probably seen this if you've ever been at like a concert or something and someone tries to take a picture and their flash goes off. It really annoys everybody around them, and all it does is light up the backs of the heads of the people sitting right in front of them. So they have this really terrible picture of the backs of the people's heads, and they're like, why don't I have a good picture? So don't use the flash. And I think there's 2 reasons that people end up using the flash. The first one is they think that it's going to help. They're like, oh, the flash will help. It will provide more light in this dark situation, not realizing that that tiny little LED being used as the flash bulb cannot really carry very far at all. The other reason I think they do it is they don't know how to turn it off. When you're in the camera app, there's normally going to be some kind of a lightning bolt or flash symbol or word that says flash, and you just have to tap that until you get like a cross through it or it says off. It's basically all you have to do. And then it will be off and it won't go off and annoy people anymore. Remember, the flash on your phone is actually way better being used as a flashlight than it is as an actual photography flash. It's just not that useful because it's just too small, doesn't have the reach and distance. So stop using the flash when you're taking mobile photography. All right, the 3rd sin of mobile photography and videography is people using their iPad to shoot photos and videos. This is just not a useful look at all. One, you block everybody behind you who might be trying to see the same thing that you're taking photos of, and normally the camera on your iPad is not as good as the camera on your phone. that is especially true of even other tablets. There are some iPads that have gotten pretty good cameras in recent years, but they still are not very conducive to actually going out and filming or taking photos. They're really for other things like scanning documents, maybe being used as a monitor to shoot video in a studio setting. There are useful ways to use iPads in photography and videography, but standing in front of people trying to use it to take photos is not one of them. And this is probably the one that I find most annoying. I just have like this really pet peeve whenever I see people when I'm out and about or traveling or whatever, taking pictures with their iPads. I just can't stand it. It's so annoying, and I don't know why they're doing it. And I never see those people using the newer iPads that actually have decent cameras on them. They're always using like an iPad 2 or something that's going to take like a 5 megapixel photo, and it's just going to look terrible. So please stop using your iPad to take photos and videos, especially out in public. Okay, fourth, stop using your phone to film entire concerts or entire performances. There's nothing the people behind you like worse than seeing the whole concert through your phone as you hold it up like this. That's just not useful. It's not helpful, and it just kind of ruins the experience for everyone. There's no reason that you need that entire concert filmed, because you're never going to go back and watch through the entire thing. One, you've got a terrible picture of the performer in that video because they are so far away from you. They're going to be pixelated if you try and crop in on them, and it's just going to look awful, and the sound is going to be terrible because it was really loud. There were people around you making noise. It's not a good quality audio recording. It's not a good quality video recording. All you need are probably a couple of clips to remind you what you felt like while you were at that performance. So just go ahead, get a couple of clips. Don't annoy the people around you. Know that you will never go back and watch like an hour or an hour and a half long video of some concert you went to or some performance you saw. And in addition to being annoying to everybody around you, it degrades your experience because you're just watching the whole thing through your phone screen instead of actually watching the thing that you're there to see. And in most cases, it's illegal for you to be recording that performance anyway because of copyright laws. So you could get in trouble for having that recording to start out with. So just don't do it. That's just a bad idea. Stop recording entire concerts or performances on your phone. And of course, this is even worse if you also broke rule number 3 and recorded it on your iPad. Okay, number 5, and probably actually the most important, is that people don't use the shortcuts to get to their cameras. You see this a lot. You'll see people, they will swipe up, open up their phone, type in their passcode, and then they'll search around for the camera app, and then they'll open the camera app. There's almost always a shortcut from the lock screen on every phone. So when I turn on mine, I have a camera button, and also I can swipe to go straight to the camera. So simple as that. You just use those shortcuts, then you don't miss those important moments because you're trying to hunt around on your phone to get to the camera app. Just make sure you use those shortcuts. That will save you a lot of time and effort. Okay, so those are the 5 sins of mobile photography. Let's just recap real quick. Number 1, don't zoom, crop in post. Number 2, don't use the flash. Number 3, don't use an iPad or other tablet. Number 4, don't record whole performances. And number 5, don't forget to use the shortcut to get to the camera app. Okay, I hope you found those helpful. If you already knew all of those, which I'm sure many of you did, go ahead and send this video to somebody who needs this information to make their photography and videography journey with their phone better. And if you are interested in learning more about phone photography skills, I have courses over on Skillshare for both iPhone photography and iPhone photo editing. So you can go ahead and check the links for those out in the description below this video. Go ahead and let me know if I missed anything in the comments, or tell any funny stories you have regarding any of these 5 sins of mobile photography. We'll chat in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.